tungkol sa palpak at basurang serbisyo ng Prime Water.
Mr. Speaker, my esteemed colleagues, I rise today not only as the representative of Las Piñas City, but also as a voice for the countless Filipinos who continue to suffer due to the poor and unreliable water services being delivered by private concessionaries like Prime Water Infrastructure Corporation. Prime Water Infrastructure Corporation is a subsidiary of Prime Asset Ventures, both of which were founded and owned by the Villar family. It entered into a joint venture agreements with around 100 local water districts across the country. According to their website, they serve over 1.7 million households and treat more than 500 million liters of water daily. The Local Water Utilities Administration has been attached to the Department of Public Works and Highways since 2011. LUWA oversees the water districts nationwide, which entered into a joint venture agreements with the Villar-owned Prime Water, especially Secretary Mark Villar as the DPWH Secretary from 2016 to 2021. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has recently ordered an investigation into Prime Water Infrastructure Corporation. Iginiit ng kanyang Presidential Communications Office Undersecretary at Palace Press Officer na si Attorney Claire Castro na, and I quote, "Ang kakulangan sa serbisyo ay walang puwang sa administrasyon ng Pangulong Marcos." At sa nakaraang State of the Nation Address, binanggit mismo ng Pangulo ang matinding hinaing ng ating mga kababayan tungkol sa palpak na serbisyo ng Prime Water. When the President himself singles out a company in front of both houses of Congress, it becomes a national concern and one we cannot afford to ignore. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that this is not a new issue. Ilang taon nang nagrereklamo ang ating mga kababayan. Walang tubig sa gripo. Mahina ang pressure. At kahit may bayad, wala namang serbisyo. Families wake up in the middle of the night just to collect water. Businesses are disrupted. Schools and hospitals are affected. To name a few instances, in Mecawayan, Bulacan, a whopping minimum charge of 355 pesos and 71 centavos for 7 cubic meters applies regardless of usage. Its governor, Daniel Fernando, publicly decried Prime Water's very poor service, noting persistent issues since the company's takeover and proposing the revocation of joint venture agreements in affected towns like Kalumpit, Malolos, Marilao, and San Jose del Monte. These towns reported yellow, rusty, or foul-smelling water, sometimes with visible particles. In San Pedro, Laguna, its residents in elevated areas like Southern Heights, Barangay Riverside, and San Vicente report frequent interruptions, with water often unavailable for hours and even days. And in Cavite, a resident in Villar-owned development lamenting that water was unusable for cooking or bathing, forcing their reliance on costly bottled water. And just recently, the owners of Prime Water made a public statement. Hindi naman malaki ang binabayad sa amin diyan. In fact, nila i-dispose ang prime water kasi ginagamit lang panira sa amin. Kung gusto pala nilang bitawan, bakit ngayon lang? Why endure the complaints of the people for so long if was never beneficial to begin with? The people deserve more than excuses. They deserve action, reform, and justice. Attorney Jose Moises Salonga, LUA Administrator and CEO, has even stated that the investigation found clear lapses in the joint venture contracts. Out of the 73 water districts under Prime Water, 20 to 30 of them want to withdraw from the agreement. Ang problema po dito ay hindi lang serbisyo, kung hindi sistema. When basic utilities like water are handled by private companies with political interests, public service becomes secondary to profit and power. Mr. Speaker, tubig ay karapatang pantao. It is not a privilege. It is a right. It is not a business. It is a basic necessity that every Filipino family must have access to, regardless of status, location, or political color. Although the LUA has completed its investigation and submitted recommendations to the President, I respectfully urge this House also to conduct a full-scale congressional inquiry into Prime Water and other similar concessionaries. We need to audit their performance, review their contracts, and most importantly, evaluate if privatized water systems are truly working for the people or against them. We should not be afraid to revoke franchises or terminate contracts if proven that they failed to serve the public. Panahon na para tapusin ang monopolyo sa serbisyong pampubliko. Mr. Speaker, it's not just about water. This is about justice. This is about restoring dignity in governance. And this is about putting people first. To my constituents in Las Piñas and to every Filipino who continues to fight for their right to clean and affordable water, I stand with you. Hindi tayo titigil hanggat hindi na ibabalik ang tubig sa taong bayan. Hindi sa negosyo, hindi sa pamilya, kundi sa bayan. Ang tubig ay karapatan, hindi negosyo. A call for accountability and reform the water service privatization. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the gentleman from the Lone District of Dinagat Islands, Honorable Congressman Kaka Bagaw.
There's a motion to recognize the Honorable Representative from the Dinagat Islands, Representative Kaka Bagao.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You may proceed.
Will representative from Las Piñas agree to some clarificatory questions?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my first question is because you focused mainly on the role and the contract with Prime Water. So what exactly is the relationship between Prime Water and local water districts in these joint venture agreements?
Well, Mr. Speaker, Prime Water manages the day-to-day operations of the water supply systems, including billing, metering, systems upgrades, and actual service. The local water district retains ownership of the assets. This partnership allows Prime Water to invest in the infrastructure while providing water services. However, we need more clarity and transparency on the terms and conditions of the joint venture agreements. Since it's a matter of public interest that affects millions of people nationwide, a probe into the issue is of the utmost priority, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So you say it's an issue of public interest, especially water. So in the end, who is accountable? Prime Water or the local water district? When we talk about accountabilities in the performance of their function, in making sure that there is a provision of water, clean water, and efficient service delivery to their constituents, who will be accountable in the end? The local water districts or in these joint ventures or Prime Water?
Definitely the concessionaire po. Because they signed a contract with the government and LUA is the one who should check if those contracts are being addressed to. And basically, sila po, Mr. Speaker, ang may hawak ng operations ng mga water facilities. And sila po ang nag-upgrade ng mga gamit doon sa mga water companies po, sa water district, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I agree, considering that water is a very important resource in a community. It should be clear who is in the end accountable because their action should be regulated by the state, and there is a great interest by the state on how they conduct business. So my question then is, can you clarify, because there have been a lot of reports that in areas served by Prime Water, consumers are paying up to 1,200 pesos for water that is undrinkable and unreliable. Can you please clarify us on these reports?
Mr. Speaker, in Mekawayan, Bulacan, a minimum charge of 355 pesos and 71 centavos for 7 cubic meters applies regardless of usage, while Camarines Norte faced a 2.06% rate hike amid the outages. Some areas report 300% increase post-privatization, hitting low-income families hardest, as noted by various consumer groups, Mr. Speaker. In Bacolod, residents pay up to 1,200 monthly for water that is often undrinkable. It is essential that Prime Water meets its contractual obligations to provide clean and reliable water. In many cases, Mr. Speaker, consumers have reported poor water quality, including dirty or brownish water. Despite paying their higher rates, it's concerning if these issues persist. These problems not only affect many communities, they put lives, especially those low-income families, at risk. Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That's raising very important issues against a very important resource. My question then is, reportedly, Prime Water has increased its rates by 18%. So, what justification did they make, or if any, and what are measures that have been placed to ensure that these increases are justifiable? Was there a process on that so that, especially in areas where reportedly areas with subpar services?
Mr. Speaker, water rates should only increase when there's an actual improvement in service quality and infrastructure. The public deserves transparency in the pricing process and clarity on how the increased are being used to improve their water services. However, the large increase in the rates often result in a poorer water services. Water that is not potable and not drinkable, and frequent supply interruptions, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Are you saying then that the increase was not justified and the poor services and the level of water, the kind of water that has been provided to the consumers are below standard? Is that your statement, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, makikita niyo naman po sa mga videos na pinapalabas po sa social media. Ito po ay hindi fake. Nakikita niyo po kung gaano kadumi ang mga tubig na lumalabas sa kanilang mga gripo. At there's no question about that. At para magpatong ka ng 1,200 pesos, hindi po makatarungan, Mr. Speaker. At kailangan po ng tulong ng ating mga kababayan, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I understand that a lot of complaints have already been filed with the Local Water Utilities Administration, or the LUWA. Has there been steps that has been taken by government to address these grievances?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, it is clear that the President, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has emphasized the need to conduct investigations and inquiries into the prime water issue. We, along the concerned stakeholders, have initiated investigations in these joint venture agreements and the services of the company provided in many areas of the country. It is imperative that we gather information of these complaints in order to make the most informed approach towards resolving it. In the resolution, this representation passed regarding the Prime Water Company services or lack thereof, we are looking to utilize the power of the lower house to conduct formal investigations or inquiries in aid of legislations along with appropriate committees, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you said earlier that the concessionaire in the end has the accountability, especially in the regulations by government. But of course, the Local Water Utilities Administration also has a role. What is its role in ensuring that local water districts, which engages into joint ventures with companies like Prime Water, are operating efficiently and upholding standards? So what will be the role of the LUWA then?
Mr. Speaker, the LUWA is responsible for overseeing water districts nationwide, ensuring that they meet operational standards. It is their job to supervise these local water districts to confirm that they are indeed providing optimal water services as public utilities. However, the nearly 100 joint ventures with Prime Water, the LUWA must work hard to exercise proper supervision and oversight, especially when consumers are facing these persistent and significant challenges, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So how do we ensure then that Prime Water's involvement in areas where water pressure is inconsistent, billing is inaccurate, as you say, and promised system upgrades are either delayed or insufficient? How do we make sure that Prime Water is held accountable for that?
If Prime Water is contracted to improve services through upgrades, the government must hold them accountable for meeting the promises. There are reports that the system upgrades have not met expectations, which is concerning for the people relying on these services. Their obligations have clearly not been met in so many areas, and it is our job to delve into the details of these agreements to ensure that our solutions are well informed, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And in closing, I would like to manifest, Mr. Speaker, that I support the call of the representative from Las Piñas so that a full investigation can be done to investigate on the implementation and the performance of Prime Water and all the joint ventures that it enters, not only in the city of Las Piñas, but also in other areas as well. This is a very serious issue that that requires an investigation by Congress in aid of its oversight, especially in making sure that joint ventures follow the rules and make sure that clean, safe water is provided and deliveries are very efficient. Thank you so much, Representative from Las Piñas. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize the Honorable Percy Sendanya of Akbayan Party List.
The
for his
Honorable
interpellation.
Percy Sendanya is recognized. You may now proceed, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Will the good representative of Las Piñas City yield to more questions from this representation?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
First, expression of appreciation for the valiant efforts of the good representative in shading, removing the shade and the veil, and bringing to light this very important and critical issue, this very important times where water is both an issue of justice and human rights. Yung pong aking unang tanong ay on the issue of sustainability, and that is environmental sustainability. Nakita naman po natin yung record ng Prime Water pagdating sa serbisyo. Kaya naman on the other end, hindi natin maiwasan na mabahala. Yung ating pong tanong ay, has there been any efforts by the National Water Resources Board to monitor the environmental and sustainability practices of Prime Water, especially in relation to its deep wells and surface water sources?
Mr. Speaker, the NWRB should ensure that Prime Water's water extraction and use are aligned with sustainable practices, especially since some of their sources are drawn from deep wells and surface water, which could lead to resource depletion if not managed correctly. So, Mr. Speaker, nauubos po ang groundwater. Natutuyo po yan. Kailangan po may bulk water supply po ang mga concessioners natin, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the response and thank you for showing us that this is not just a consumer issue but more importantly, an environmental issue as well. Yung pong sumunod na tanong ko ay, ano po ang papel ng local government units in overseeing Prime Water's operations, especially considering that water services is a basic public utility?
Mr. Speaker, LGUs have a crucial role in ensuring that the private sector, like Prime Water, provides affordable and reliable water services to the public. If the public is dissatisfied with the service, how can LGUs exercise their power to demand accountability from Prime Water? Napaka-linaw po, by raising this to LUA and other related agencies of the national government, we can work together, more ensuring that providers are accountable for their poor services. It is our job as legislators to make sure that laws are in place to safeguard these consumers. Mr. Speaker, ngayon po, malaki po ang parte ng LGUs, kasi po ang mga local government units, sila po ang kasama pumirma ng kontrata dito with the concessionaires po. Kaya po, kailangan masusi po nating i-review kung ano po ang batas at mga guidelines. At kagaya po na nangyari ngayon sa Prime Water, wala pong hirap na hirap po mga kababayan natin. At lalong-lalo na yung mga talagang kailangan ng tubig. Sabi nga nila, mawalan ka ng kuryente, huwag lang tubig. So I think the LGUs, may responsibilidad po sila dito, Mr. Speaker. Malaki po. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, ito po nabanggit ninyo na mawalan ka na ng tubig, mawalan ka na ng kuryente, wag lang tubig, ay pinapakita kung gaano kahirap ang pinagdadaanan ng mga kababayan nating nasa ilalim ng prime water services. At ito pong hirap na ito, naririnig natin maraming complaints about prime water services in various service areas. Ang tanong po, Mr. Speaker, kailangan po ba na ang gobyerno ay magkaroon ng mas stringent regulations, and should the government take a more active role in monitoring the company's performance?
Mr. Speaker, a definite yes. The government needs to step up to protect consumers by imposing strict oversight and ensuring that private water suppliers like Prime Water are delivering quality services as promised. Without stronger regulation, consumers may continue to suffer from poor service and rising costs. If Prime Water is not achieving the quality of services it is obligated to provide, then it is high time to consider these agreements and in fact rescind them if no changes are made.
Mr. Speaker, on the issue of these contracts that you've mentioned that might need to be rescinded if proven that it's not beneficial to the Filipino people, yung tanong po ay, ano, Mr. Speaker, yung future ng Prime Water in terms of contractual obligations and public accountability, especially with growing concerns from both consumers and government regulators?
Mr. Speaker, kung hindi po magagampanan ng Prime Water to fulfill its obligations under the joint venture agreements, the government must act to either enforce penalties, renegotiate terms, or even consider alternative solution to ensure that public water utilities serve the public interest. Yan po ang papel ng pamahalaan. Proteksyonan ang mga mamamayan natin, Mr. Speaker.
And speaking of the role of government, and this time around our national government agencies, specifically the DPWH, how does the DPWH collaborate with Prime Water and the local water utilities administration or LUA to improve water infrastructure?
Mr. Speaker, given the DPWH oversees public works, it should be involved in ensuring that water systems are built to national standards. Measures should be in place to ensure the department is looking into the Prime Water's infrastructure developments meet the government's regulatory requirements, Mr. Speaker.
And for my last question, Mr. Speaker, in areas outside of Metro Manila where Prime Water operates, there have been reports of water shortages and poor service quality. Pagbukas po natin ng internet, nanood tayo sa Facebook at sa YouTube, kitang-kita ito. Siguro po, yung pinakamalaking tanong ng ating mga kababayan, what can be done to improve water access and quality for these underserved communities, especially where Prime Water operates?
Mr. Speaker, rural areas, the government must prioritize water equity. Dapat pantay-pantay po, ensuring that undeserved areas are not left behind by the failures of a private sector operators. We must start revisiting the agreements or contracts with Prime Water and other water service providers to address these inequities, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, as representatives of the people, we should never allow the shortcomings, inequities, and failures of the private sector be the cause of suffering of our people. Marami pong salamat. Magandang hapon.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize Kong Elijah San Fernando, Kamanggagawa Party List for his interpellation.
The Honorable Elijah San Fernando is now recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Ang kagalang-galang na kinatawan po ng Las Piñas ba ay bukas para sa ilang katanungan at paglilinaw?
Tayo po ay bukas, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po. Ang kinatawang ito, Mr. Speaker, ay sumasang-ayon po sa binanggit ng ating kasamahan at kaibigan na talagang napakatindi na dagok sa buhay ng mga ordinaryong Pilipino, lalong-lalo na sa mga manggagawa, itong basura na serbisyo ng Prime Water. Mula po dun sa inyong presentation, Mr. Speaker, sa 16 million Filipinos na affected consumers ng Prime Water, meron ho ba tayong datos sa mga distrito na may pinakamalalaking populasyon na naapektuhan?
Mr. Speaker, meron po tayong recorded kung ilan po ang mga naapektuhang lugar. At dito po, sinasabi po dito sa ating records ngayong araw na ito, na 1.7 million households po ang apektado ng serbisyo ng Prime Water, Mr. Speaker.
Opo. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker, at sa ating kaibigan na kinatawan ng Las Piñas. Ginoong Speaker, ang mga distrito po, kung para sa impormasyon ng ating kaibigan, na talagang apektado nitong serbisyo ng Prime Water, unang-una ho dyan, nandyan ang siyudad ng San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, nandyan din ang Dasmariñas sa Cavite, na talagang umiiyak ang mga ordinaryong Pilipino at mga manggagawa. Sa katunayan, Mr. Speaker, sa aking pakikipag-usap sa kanila, ay binanggit nila na wala na silang ibang issue na concern. Magkaroon lang sila ng tubig. Okay na sila, Mr. Speaker. Ang pinupunto ko po dito, Mr. Speaker, doon po sa presentasyon ng ating kaibigan, kinatawan ng Las Piñas, ang pinaka-naapektuhan po talaga dito ay mga manggagawa. Dagdag na dagok itong serbisyo ng Prime Water sa buhay ng mga manggagawa at ordinaryong Pilipino. Sa aking susunod na katanungan, Mr. Speaker, meron po bang detalye o impormasyon ng ating kaibigan, kinatawan ng Las Piñas, tungkol sa kompensasyon o compensation na ibinibigay ng Prime Water sa kanyang mga consumer na apektado ng atrasado at basurang serbisyo ng Prime Water?
Mr. Speaker, sa ngayon po, wala po akong alam na recorded na compensation. Na siguro kailangan intayin natin ang report ng luwa sa Presidente at yan ay inaasahan nating lalabas na sa lalong madaling panahon, Mr. Speaker. At aking pong naiintindihan ang kalagayan ng mga manggagawa dahil leader manggagawa din po ako. Kaya dapat aksyon na agad natin to. Sa pamamagitan ng isang investigasyon, kailangan malaman ng mga kababayan natin na nagsasuffer hanggang ngayon kung ano na ang mangyayari sa kanilang serbisyo sa patubig, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Tama po ang binanggit ng ating kaibigan, kinatawan ng Las Piñas. Wala po tayong naririnig na kompensasyon o bayad pabalik mula dito sa atrasado na serbisyo ng Prime Water. Isang halimbawa po dito, Mr. Speaker, at sa ating kaibigan, sa Cavite ho, ang mga apektado ng Prime Water ay kailangang magbayad ng 300 piso kada buwan kahit walang tubig na lumalabas sa kanilang mga gripo. So kaya kailangan ho natin to na talagang tignan. Kaya suportado po ng kinatawang ito ang hakbang ng bulwagang ito para talagang imbestigahan itong Prime Water. Sa susunod na katanungan, Mr. Speaker, meron ho ba tayong datos? Hindi lang naman ho mga manggagawa at ordinaryong Pilipino ang apektado nito. Isa rin sa apektado ng atrasado at basura. Dinidiinan ko, Mr. Speaker, basurang serbisyo ng Prime Water ay yung mga maliit at maliitan na mga negosyo, yung mga micro, small enterprises. Meron ho ba tayong datos kung ilang negosyo, kabuhayan, small businesses, at iba pa ang binigo ng Prime Water, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, kagaya po ng sinabi ko kanina, wala po tayong dalang mga datos ngayon dito. Pero inaasahan po natin through the congressional hearing po na gagawin natin dito. Malalaman po natin lahat yan. At ang aking pong feedback, Mr. Speaker, dun lang po sa mga social media na lumalabas na doon sa ating social media kung gaano kahirap ang nangyayari doon sa mga pamumuhay lalong-lalo na doon sa mga maliliit na nagninegosyo, mga sari-sari stores at mga tindera sa palengke. Mr. Speaker, kailangan na po ito. At nagpapasalamat po ako. Ito pong ating kagalang-galang na kamanggagawa party list. Isa po siya. Kaya po ako na-inspire dito sa advocacy ko na to para itama po ang mali. Kailangan magsama-sama po tayo dito, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Ilan na lang po sa ating mga katanungan. Aware po ba ang ating kaibigan na tayo po ay signatory ng International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights?
Mr. Speaker, may I be enlightened by the gentleman from Kamanggagawa regarding this covenant, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker, at sa ating kaibigan. Ang ating bansa po ay lumagda dito sa international covenant na ito. At noong 2010, Mr. Speaker, at sa ating kaibigan, meron pong inadapt ang United Nations General Assembly na isang makasaysayan na resolusyon na kinikilala ang karapatan ng bawat isa sa malinis at ligtas na maiinom na tubig at sanitation. At kinikilala ito bilang fundamental na karapatang pantao. Ang pinupunto ko po dito, Mr. Speaker, naniniwala po ba ang ating kaibigan na hindi lamang lumalabag ang prime water sa karapatan ng ating mamamayan, bagkus nilalabag din ba ng prime water itong international covenant na nilagdaan mismo ng ating bansa na kinikilala ang karapatan natin sa tubig at sanitasyon?
Mr. Speaker, sang-ayon po ako sa ating kasamang Congressman Elijah, pero sa totoo lang po, kahit ano pang covenant, pumirma tayo ang ating bansa. Kung nakikita naman natin ang ating kababayan na nagdudusa dahil lang sa tubig, kagaya po ng aking sinabi kanina sa aking privileged speech, Mr. Speaker, mawalan ka na ng kuryente, wag lang tubig. Walang kahit anumang covenant ang tatalo kung wala kang tubig. It's a human right violation, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker. Ang kinatawang ito po ay lubos na sumusuporta sa binanggit ng ating kaibigan, kinatawan ng Las Piñas. At susuportahan po natin ang hakbangin ng bulwagang ito para maglunsad ng agaran, komprehensibo na investigasyon patungkol sa palpak at basurang serbisyo ng Prime Water. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Maraming salamat din po sa ating kaibigan.